Let's talk about Blackbeard. Hi, my name is Zoe. I'm an archaeologist in training, and this is everything I know about pirates and Blackbeard. First, let's talk about where the word pirate came from. The original term for pirate was privateer. It was created by a bunch of rich kings and queens that didn't want to get their hands dirty. They would hire a bunch of contractors and was like, hey, these people down here keep stealing my shit. I want you to run up on them right now and steal it back. And it was like, okay, like pay me $1,000, I will do it. And Blackbeard was one of these people. His real name was Edward Teach. His last name is still up in the air. There's a bunch of different last names they could have come up with, but Teach for now is what they think it is. So the UK hired him, was like, yeah, we got a war about to break out called Queen Anne's War. I need you to go down there. I need you to wreck some shit up. And he was like, okay, bet. They went down there, they won the war, and then Blackbeard was like, now what? I ain't got shit else to do. And that's where he met his homeboys. Benjamin, Steed, Charles, and one other guy. A bunch of rich white men that had money they didn't know what to do with. They was like, let's just thug it out. And I don't know. Blackbeard didn't know what he was getting into just yet. He was like, let me scope the scenery out. So Benjamin was like, okay, you can join my crew for a minute. Let me show you how the ropes work. Get into it, tip your toe in. And then Blackbeard was like, I don't like doing this. Like, we stealing. Eventually, he got his own boat and he called it Queen Anne's Revenge. And let me tell you, that boat was the fastest boat on the water. Blackbeard started doing small missions and he would intersect in a lot of slave trades. And he would steal all the loot on that boat. And along with that loot were the slaves. Now, there's a common misconception that Blackbeard was out here freeing slaves. That is not true. In many cases, he gave them ultimatums. You either die on this boat or hop in my crew. And if you think about it, a lot of slaves were like, man, it's either death or become a pirate. And they became pirates. So a lot of Blackbeard's crew were black men. So after he got his crew together, he was like, yo, let's take this joint on a joyride. He coasted up along the East Coast, down through Mexico, came around and back through to the Caribbean. He did that in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay, he was so bad. They called him El Gran Diablo, which is the great devil. Anywho, he realized his crew was getting sick. And guess what they had? Syphilis. Yeah, they had syphilis. While they was getting down and dirty in the islands, they was passing that shit around. And he realized, oh, my crew is finna die. There's only one thing left to do. So he coasted back up and went down to South Carolina. And he blocked off their ports. Yeah, that man literally took boats and blocked off their ports. And he was like, I'm holding all you bitches hostage. I need medical supplies now. And South Carolina authorities were like, you know what, just give him what he wants.